Vogue. Okay. Hey guys! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Maya.
And I'm Mariah.
Today's video is going to look a little different than usual.
Today we're going to be showing you our everyday makeup routines and chatting, podcast style.
What we mean. Alright, let's get started. I got this new headband. Ignore my humongous forehead. But I got this new headband for Christmas. My friend, shout out to Lucy, bought it for me. I put it on my Amazon wish list because I just...
Wait, hold on. I'm getting choked out.
Child. Anyway, so...
Continue, I've got myself together.
I really love cow prints. Yeah, that's like my thing. Like the only thing about loving cow print and being big is like, I just don't think those mix well. And like maybe that's like an internal thing that I need to figure out, but let me not project my insecurities.
This headband is also Maya's. To be quite honest, everyday makeup is a stretch. Maya wears makeup often. I usually, if I wear anything other than chapstick, it's just mascara. But that's just because I'm gonna be late if I try and sit down and do my makeup. So this is like how I would do everyday makeup. The primer I've been using for the longest, I've used it for a couple of shows and honestly it's worked well. I know it's very controversial apparently. I use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Works wonders for me. Other people don't like it. If I was skinny, I could be so chiseled.
I'm putting that in a video. Also, before we get started with answering the question, I'm just going to show you how I get started with my makeup. I used to do Ipsy bags like crazy, so I have not had to like buy a lot of like makeup. I mean, I guess like I've had to buy them because, you know, I pay for Ipsy, but a lot of my skincare, highlighters, all of it is pretty much Ipsy, I won't lie. With that being said, I love some of the brands that I've gotten.
Not sponsored.
Like,
You
can look at the channel and see that. I'm gonna go in with Sophia and Maybell. I woke up like this skin perfecting primer, and then I'll get started with my concealer, and we both use Juvia's Place. Place or Palace? Yeah. Our first question is gonna be, what scares you most about the future?
Honestly, I just don't know anything. And that's like such a not super deep answer, but like the type of person I am and the things that I enjoy just seem like they're on such like far ends of a spectrum. And so it's hard to visualize how it's all gonna work. I know that I want to be involved in ministry in some capacity, but then I also know that I love musical theater and I'm like have such a passion for that as well. But I also know that practically, and I've also always been interested in medicine, and practically being a nurse makes sense also. And so it's just like, I don't know where God is going to lead me by future. Like, you just have to put faith in him, but it's really hard to sit there and just not know.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm most scared about, is like not knowing. Also just financially.
I feel like that's always like something to fear is money, but like one thing that I've come to start to feel in my life at least is that I will not compromise my happiness for practicality. I want to do the things that I want to do with my life, and I'm willing to do what I have to do to get there. Like, I'm willing to work hard, not stomp over people, but like I'm willing to work hard to get there. And I know that to some people it may not seem realistic, but I won't speak those things over my life anymore like I have in the past. Also, for me, I think the scariest thing about the future is not doing everything I want to do in my life. I don't want to look back on my life, say the infamous statement, I wish I had done more. I want to look back and be like, wow, what an amazing life God blessed me with and gave me the willpower and strength to live. But my future goal is to end up doing musical theater.
What I do with my foundation is I use Milani Conceal and Perfect. I put like a pump and a half on my hand, and then I take this random brush. I think I bought like a brush pack off of Shein.
For me, with my concealer, I usually put it, as you saw, like right on my inner eyes, and then like I go outward and up with it. This is actually one of my favorite brushes. I literally love it so much. This is one of the ones I did buy. This one is Real Techniques, and I just love every single one of their brushes. Like I literally can't get over them. Real Techniques is probably my favorite brand, like that I've like used thus far for makeup tools. How has being a Christian shaped your life and goals? Also, really quickly, right after I put on my concealer, I usually use one of my lip stains. I have these two brown shades. I usually use one of these and then I follow it up with the Rare Beauty lip oil stain in the shade Affection.
I'm done with my foundation usually. I'll take a sponge, dab it on my face just to get any like streaking or excess product that doesn't really need to be there that the brush may have left. The question was, how has being a Christian affected your life and your goals? I think I've become a much happier person, and honestly even a more understanding person. Like, I think that sometimes it still may not seem that way, but there are like even people that I've been talking to recently. It's so funny in the way that God has like opened my mind, because it's like people that I usually would not necessarily like or I would avoid. Oh, also I use the e.l.f. Halo Glow contour, but it's people that I usually wouldn't talk to or just like wouldn't be like close with in any way. But the way in which God has done it has been him making me, or him leading them to ask me questions about the Lord. Why would I ignore them or be rude? Because then I wouldn't even be showing the love of Christ and I'd be misrepresenting him. So I've gotten way better about being more understanding and just like accepting of, and less judgmental, I think, of people. I don't know, I think my heart has become a lot softer than it used to be. But short-term goals are just leading as many people to God as I can in the moment, which sounds like so cliche, I feel like, but I genuinely think it's so important, because the people that we used to be,
Man,
they're like so different from the people that we are today. And I like, people tell me stories about how I used to act, or like what I used to do, or what I used to say, or whatever, or the way like I used to address certain situations or things, and I literally don't even, I'm like, what?
yeah, I do that too, where I don't recognize myself and I'm like, that never happened.
That doesn't even sound like what? That doesn't even sound like me.
Also, if you hear all that clanking in the back, our mother is cooking. I feel like some of that is even in our old videos, and that's why I refuse to delete them. There's obviously things I struggle with that, like, I feel like digital footprint, like, we chose to do this and that's like fine. So there's gonna be things that like people in the future might come at us for in a certain type of way, but I think that's the beauty of Christ and about like living this life, is learning from your mistakes and doing your best to live the next day better, because his mercies are made new every day. Showing people that this might have been me yesterday, but this is going to be me today, you know?
But the people in theater are most of the time the people in my experience who God has been misrepresented to in the worst ways. And because I know so many of them, I'm like, oh, I've seen where I was and like how I am now, and I just want the same for you. And so that's my like short-term goal. Also, the blush I'm using, I don't know what the name of it is. It's not Rare Beauty. I got it off of Shein, and I think it was supposed to be a lip tint originally, but then it smelled weird and I didn't like it being like next to my nose.
I think for me, my biggest thing is, I know I keep saying it, but like, it's just me, musical theater. I love musical theater so much, and so I'm at that point where, for me, my biggest thing is that I'm obsessed with musical theater. That's what I want for my future. And again, I wouldn't know that had I not gone and lived in New York for 2 years to like figure that out. But I do feel like ministry is very important, and I want to do ministry. I also know that the Lord gives us different passions. We're all passionate about different things. I don't have to be working at a church every week to be in ministry. Yes, these are good things, and I mean, I'm doing them now, but it's not the most important nor the only way to minister to other people, to evangelize. I just know that that's what I want to do, is be in ministry, but I can do it in that capacity too. And I can also still serve at a church and be in musical theater, and that's like my biggest passion. So I can take the word of God with me into any field, and that's the beauty of it. If you could play any role in a theater production, what would it be and why?
My answers are very mainstream musicals right now. I won't lie. I would love to be Eliza in Hamilton, of course. Just being in Hamilton in general feels like it would feel like such a fever dream. And number 2, Eurydice in Hadestown. Oh my gosh, I think
That's fair.
I would love that role.
I think for me, one of my dream ones, I literally forgot her name and I feel really bad for it. Of course, Angelica Schuyler. That's like so cliche, yes. But also like bomb role. I really love the musical Once on This Island. I would really love to play lead in that. I literally forgot her name and I feel really bad for it right now. But that is like one of my favorite musicals. I saw a touring company do it a few years ago, and like we scored seats where we were sitting on the stage watching it. And that was just such a magical experience. Back at school, I had a vocal coach who made me learn one of the songs for my repertoire book. We practiced it a lot, and at the beginning I felt like I sounded like trash. And it got to the point where like I sounded pretty decent. Him and I talked about it, and we both just talked about how like that would be such a good role. But I know it's also traditionally done by like darker women, so it's like, is it really in the realm of possibility? But honestly, to be doing anything on Broadway is like insane.
A dream, yeah. Another cliche one would obviously be Wicked in general.
I mean, yeah.
Cast me in Wicked, and
Yeah.
I need nothing else in life.
Personally, it's not like at the top of my, like, it's not like I like have to do it, but like if
It'd
I
just
were
be
to-
cool as freak.
Yes.
Oh, the lip liner I'm using right now, I also just got in a random pack from Shein. Guys,
I would
went
not put
on a
Shein on my
spree.
face. I won't.
I went on a spree. A lot of people do apparently, like, well, me too.
I saw
obviously,
like
but-
people with nail glue from Shein, and it literally like they put it on their carpet and it started steaming.
Well, see, that's where they got mixed up. I would never use anything. I'm kidding, I would.
Yeah.
I'm lying.
You are.
Don't let me do that.
What's a song you've had on repeat lately?
Sailor song. I love this one.
If we're gonna like talk theater wise, it's been from this concept musical called Epic, and I found the cast album one day and I like fell in love. Also, really quickly, I'm gonna go in with my bronzer and use it for my eyes, just like I did my cheekbones.
I take this, I don't know what brand this is. I believe it's been rubbed off. It said Love up here, and I believe it had 2 flamingos on it. But it is an eyeshadow duo palette, and I just use this brown on my eyes.
And when I go in with my eyeshadow, my bronzer, I make sure that like I really like pat it in to lock it in on my eyelid, and then I drag the excess in like to the inner part of my eyelid. However, we keep getting off topic. My favorite song, I want to say a song that's been on repeat for me. It gave me this song called Will You Fall in Love With Me? Like the orchestra throughout the entire cast album is insane. If we're talking like regular songs, I've been listening to a lot of indie music. I don't think I really have like a song I've been listening to. It's like a playlist that I've been listening to nonstop.
Also, the thing about having a song on repeat for us is both of our like music tastes just are all over the place all of the time. I could listen to Paramore, Cole, and Maverick City all on the same day.
Yes.
And I'd be fine with that. I'd be lovely with that. I'd actually be probably one of my better days. But I will say a genre that's been on repeat for me recently has indie or Christian indie music.
Next, before I do my mascara, I'm gonna go in with my Dior blush. This is the shade, and I feel like it looks really dark, like you'd be like, oh, that's scary, but I love it so much.
Instead of the lip combo I had on, because I decided that I hated it, I'm gonna use this Rare Beauty lip tint that Maya used.
Also, when I feel like I've done like too much, and this is like just out of fear, I normally just go in with my beauty blender. Yeah, it's not wet, what you gotta say. For my eyelashes, I'm gonna go in with Lengthy Lashes by Basic Beauty. This is my favorite mascara in the world, and the day it's gone is the day I am gone.
Right now, I'm going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I usually use an eyelash curler because my eyelashes like naturally just straighten out for some reason. Now I'm just gonna go in with Maya's blush, her Dior blush, Miss Fancy Pants, Miss Rich, Miss Sophisticated. A brokey like me has never touched something like this before.
Oh,
This
please.
was back when I refused to play any game at youth. And it was, you got picked to go up there. And usually it was if you raised your hand. And there were like a bajillion cups. And only like 4 of them had vinegar and the rest had water. And it was the one time that they decided to volunteer me to do something. And I sat there, I said, no. Everybody starts chanting my name. I'm lame if I don't get up and play this game. I take the shot of water or vinegar, and can you guess what it was?
You got water.
I got vinegar. Everybody thought I got water because I'm a great actress. And then I got a French fry pillow.
Your
Gave it to
services?
Brayden. And I had sticky breath the rest of the time because...
Oh my gosh, wait, I remember.
Yes, because the
Because
whole
nobody
worship
wanted to
team...
talk to you.
It was really bad, and I was like mortified, and I was so embarrassed. Blake stepped to the front. Blake was the one who made me even play that game in the first place, and then he was one of the main ones clowning.
This is my finished look. I used to put on eyeliner like on a normal day. I don't really do that anymore.
I put chapstick over the lip liner after letting it simmer.
Asugala, arugala, la fisa.
Don't play like that. Don't play like
fisa.
that.
I hate broke Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This is it. Thanks for just coming along on this, what felt like a FaceTime call. You
It
know?
felt like a journey.
Yeah.
We really found ourselves along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
And I hope that you did too.
Yeah. I hope you learned like a little bit more about us, like about what we're not about.
Maybe we make a little bit more sense now in our chaotic videos.
Ooh. We really hope you just enjoy this video and our personalities, because like what's there to not enjoy?
We're awesome. Just
Just kidding. We admit it. Please stay tuned for more videos. Keep our post notifications on.
Make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below any videos you might want to see coming up because we will be looking at them.
Summer, step to the front.
Love you. Have a fantastical, wonderful, blessed day and week and month and year. And bye. And scene. And cut.